All right, so we're going to test the network now, and we're going to test it both with YouTube and blog syndication. But I wanted to record a quick video about to talk about a note about network types. Okay, so typically a network will be for either YouTube or blog syndication, not usually both. Now let me explain a little bit. Usually when you build a syndication network, it's going to be for YouTube syndication or for blog syndication, not usually for both. Now, doesn't mean you can't use it for both. I want to explain that it's usually going to be used for one or the other. So remember, a branded network is going to be a network that you build around a particular brand, whether it's a local business brand, a website brand, or it could be even a personal brand, really. So we're usually going to be using one main type of content source to distribute, which would be either YouTube or your blog, based on our training. You can obviously use other content sources as well, but typically that's what it's going to be. Now, we've had questions in the past about, well, can we use a network that we've built for YouTube to syndicate our blog content to? And the flip side of that is, can we use a network that we've built for a blog for our YouTube channel? Yes, you can, especially if they're both branded for the same property. In other words, if you are representing, let's say you're building this for a business, and you have your main website for the business, and then the associated website channel, or excuse me, the associated YouTube channel, and you want to distribute content from both of those points to your branded network, that would make sense to do so. But the reason why we typically have two different networks is for this. A lot of the times people want to syndicate content from their YouTube channel, and then they want to take their YouTube videos and go post them, create blog posts on their blog. And if their blog is also syndicating to the same network, then it's going to look like duplicate posts across their network properties, because they've already syndicated the video from their YouTube channel, and then they go create a blog post on their blog that uses the video embed, and then unless they have completely created a blog post that has a lot more additional information and has a blog post type title instead of just a keyword and that kind of thing, it's going to look almost like a duplicate post across the network properties, the syndication properties, because it's going to be a post from YouTube and then a post from blog, the main money site blog. And so they're going to look very similar. And for that reason, I don't recommend doing it. However, if you are posting videos to your YouTube channel, but you have a blog on your main money site that is posting other content, other blogs, or other types of blog posts, supporting content, that kind of thing, and it's not just a republish of your YouTube video, then absolutely you should be using the same branded network for both your YouTube channel and your money site, because you've got two different types of content there, and it's all branded content. It's all content that's benefiting your brand, so why not syndicate to the same network? So I just kind of wanted to give that little qualifier, disclaimer about why we typically will use a separate network for each. But the other thing is you got to think about this. If you had to choose, if you have one branded network, which is all you should have really, is one. What I mean is, you don't want to create multiple branded networks for the same brand. You really just want one really strong branded network for any one brand, if that makes sense. If you have the choice between surrounding either your website, your money site, with the branded network, or your YouTube channel. So, for example, let's say that all you're planning on doing is creating YouTube videos and then republishing them on your blog, right? So you post the embedded video on your blog, and your main content source is going to be video, but you also want to publish them on your blog, and you have one branded network. You don't want to, in this case, syndicate both YouTube and your blog to the same network, because it would be, again, like duplicate posts. So in that case, then what you would want to do is take the branded network and put it around your website. Why? Because you want to benefit your website more than YouTube. Even though YouTube's probably going to rank a lot faster, you want to start building the authority of your website, your domain, which you have ultimate control over, right? YouTube, unfortunately, we don't have ultimate control over. Google does. So Google can shut us down at any time. Not that Google couldn't de-index our site, but your domain you have ultimate control over. So you want to start, and YouTube's got enough authority, right? You don't. Yes, you want to piggyback off their authority to rank videos and drive traffic, but you want to start benefiting your website more. That should be your priority, is to try to build the authority on your website. So you'd want to take your branded network and put that around your main money site, your website. And then with YouTube, luckily with YouTube, at least as of the time of this recording, you can just use persona-based networks that are, or pseudo-branded networks, to syndicate content to for video SEO purposes. They don't have to be branded. If you're only going to select one or the other, YouTube or a website, then you can put a branded network around your YouTube channel. If it's a branded channel and that's what you're going to use, and you don't even have an associated website, then that's fine. But if you have an associated website that ties into your channel, I would put, and this again, only if you're gonna if you're going to be trying to syndicate the same content from YouTube to your blog, and then from your blog out to the network as well, I would take the branded network, put it around your website, and then just create supporting networks or persona-based networks for your channel, your YouTube channel, because there aren't any footprint issues with YouTube. With the recipes that we have provided for you guys, that just does the YouTube embed, a link to the YouTube video, and a link to the channel, there are no footprint issues. So you can literally put 5, 10, 15 networks around your YouTube channel, and they can all be 100% persona based or pseudo brands if you want, like fake brands, whatever you want. They can, and you can stack as many networks as you want on one YouTube channel. So your trigger point is your YouTube channel. And when we get into tiered networks in the advanced training, you can put as many tiered networks together on your YouTube channel as you want. And there's no footprint issues as long as you're using the video recipes or the YouTube recipes that we provide. Where the footprint comes in is when you start to syndicate the description from the video. But we don't do that, right? But your website, there are footprint issues, and you do not want to stack multiple networks. And we're going to talk more about this in the advanced training as well. So you want to stick with just your tier 1 branded network. I recommend that. You can put tiered networks onto a website, a money site. We'll talk about that again in the advanced training, but I don't recommend it. I recommend just sticking with the one tier 1 branded network around your money site. So I just wanted to explain the concept, give you guys more detail about the network types and when you're going to want to syndicate what types of content to what. Again, if you're using one branded network for both your YouTube channel and your blog, which is okay to do, typically we're not going to do that. I recommend that you take your branded network, put it around your website, and then if you have an associated channel, you just create supporting networks for your channel. That way your branded network is basically benefiting your main website, and your YouTube channel is going to be getting the SEO benefit of all the persona-based networks and supporting networks, but it doesn't need the branded network because the branded network's around your website. But in the event that you're syndicating two different types of content, where you've got unique content on your YouTube channel and then unique content on your blog, and they're both branded, and you want to syndicate both to one branded channel, or network, you absolutely can do that. There's no problem with that. I just wanted to make that real clear. And in the training, I'm going to be syndicating content from both YouTube and the blog to the one network, because there's no reason for me to set up an entirely separate network for training purposes. You guys, I just want to test the networks. In the next video, we're going to get into testing the network with the YouTube video first, and then in the following video, we're going to test the network with blog syndication, and we're going to take a look at both and see. But and there's going to be unique content for both too, which is perfectly fine to do. So anyway, I hope this video didn't confuse you. It's supposed to clarify questions that we often got from the first training, and that's why we discussed this. Now, remember, we also are going to have the community for those of you that are on the monthly, that you can ask questions for clarification in the community, and also we always have Hump Day Hangouts Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Every single Wednesday, and that's semanticmastery.com/hump day, where you can ask questions if you're confused about that. If it's really specific questions that should be reserved for just the community, then we're going to refer you to the community. However, if they're just some general questions about concept and that kind of stuff, you're more than welcome to ask them on Hump Day Hangouts. That's at semanticmastery.com/hump day. And we can, we'll answer your questions over there, and that's free to attend every Wednesday at 4 p.m. So I'll see you in the next video where we test YouTube.